taking you home. This is Dave Max Drive.
With Just Eat, Ireland's #1 takeaway app. Hundreds of your favourite local takeaways on one handy app. Cork's Red FM.
Orla Hammersley, you're the local legend on Dave Max Drive this evening, as you, amongst a bunch of others, are taking part in something called the Allihies to Bunmahon Miners Trail. And I have to say, I am impressed at what is being undertaken here. Would you explain more and why this is all happening and who it's to benefit to?
Yeah, well, it's going to benefit a couple of local charities. The Castletown Bear Community Hospital is one of our beneficiaries this year, and a couple of local charities local to Bunmahon and Waterford. In the 18th century, what happened was the Allihies mines closed, and the people of Allihies walked 250 kilometres eastwards towards Bunmahon in County Waterford looking for work.
Oh.
And there was a challenge in the pub put to somebody 5 years ago. Would they ever do it? And
so this is to sort of commemorate what must have been a very difficult experience for the people that did this. So, everyone's been down to Allihies, or I presume everyone in Cork at some point has been down the end of the Beara Peninsula, down to beautiful Allihies. The view you get of it as you swing round the corner and look at it down below you for the first time is second to none. I wonder, is there a better view in the country? But you get down there and there's the copper mines, and there's a new copper mine museum, and this was an old tradition. A lot of Welsh miners, I believe, used to work down there because it was a big thing.
Yeah, from Swansea.
So this copper mining finished at some point? Was it shut down?
That's right. The ore ran out. In the 1800s, and so then the miners had very little to do. There was a big industry down there, so the farming and the fishing wouldn't support the amount of people that were left. So
what did they all kind of gather together and say, lads, we've got to do something here, let's all up sticks? And they
would have heard that there was work going in Bunmahon,
the Copper Coast.
On the Copper Coast, exactly.
It all makes sense.
Exactly. So then they would have heard from friends and relatives that there was work going in Bunmahon. And typically what happened is the men headed off ahead of the women to try and look for work, and then they would have sent word back to the families to come and join them once they found work.
I believe it's about 250 kilometres will be walked over the 8 days.
Over 8 days, yeah. It's a hard old walk now, but when you consider the people who did it originally would have been doing it with bare feet.
Okay, well, here's a question that you perhaps aren't able to answer because you weren't one of those original people, but why didn't they take a boat?
That's a question we've asked ourselves several times. When we're walking along, we're going, maybe we didn't come this way.
It would have been a lot easier, lads.
Yeah, now maybe they did, you see. Maybe they would have skipped along and they would have made it whatever way they could have done. So we're figuring they would have used the butter routes as well.
Which would be what?
Yeah, and we're quite happy for people
what are the butter routes?
Know about it.
What are the butter routes?
It's a route to market, so farmers would have made the butter, and then they would have brought it to central markets around the country.
Well, the biggest
one. So there would have been a trade route.
The biggest one of them in the British Empire was Cork, so I'm presuming it was pretty much Cork they were probably bringing it to.
So there would have been then people from Allihies then would have
followed those
Cork, and then there would have been a butter route going from Waterford to Cork. So that would have been a trade route where people would have been able to. There would have been traffic along that way. I would imagine.
So this is the 5th year of the Allihies to Bunmahon Miners Trail, really just to commemorate this event back in the past and what a difficult ordeal it must have been. Let's hope the people that undertook that journey from Beara to Bunmahon found work when they got there. Otherwise, that would have been a rough one.
They did, and then what happened is the ore was being sent then from Bunmahon to Cornwall and to Swansea. So some of them would have ended up in Swansea and Cornwall. And then when the ore ran out in Bunmahon, some would have ended up then in Butte in Montana, which was another copper mine, as part of the gold rush and the metal rush over in America at the time.
That's right, and there was a huge Irish connection in Butte, Montana as well. Well, we have learned something this evening, Orla. Thank you so much. That's why I've picked you to be the local legend, so you could tell us the story of this. I believe there's info on a2bminerstrail.wordpress.com as a blog all about the Allihies.
Yeah, and we have Facebook and Twitter as well.
Jeez, the whole lot. The 5th year of it, hopefully we'll chat to you ahead of the 6th year, or we might even give people a bit of advance notice and they might be able to join you guys on it too.
Yeah, they'd be more than welcome, and if they see us along the road at any point, be sure to give us a wave and a toot of the horn and just a little bit of encouragement, because it can get a bit lonely on the road.
I'd imagine. We're talking August 15th. Do we have a day as to what that is?
Yeah, that's Saturday. So we're leaving Allihies on August the 15th and arriving then in Bunmahon on the 22nd, 8 days later.
And good luck to each and every one of you.
Local legend. Cork's Red FM.